Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Diane Covington calling from not sunny California. We have a storm coming in, so we're actually going to get some rain. So I had this idea. I'm looking at the consultants in my unit, and some are seasoned, and they have a decent customer base. They have 40 to 200 customers, so they could do a holiday boutique. They could wrap things and send out an invitation, and people would show up or be there to support them and purchase gifts. But then I have several consultants that have a customer base under 20 people. They might have their mom, their aunt, their sister, their three best friends, a couple of girlfriends on product. And so the biggest mistake I feel, and again, this is just my 2 cents, is that we spend a week wrapping, and then we send out invitations, and we get cookies, and then we wait for 2 people to show up, and we take all day, and we have this boutique or whatever. So I'm going to give you a quick idea. A great way. It generates you some leads. It generates sales. It creates a holiday thing. It's like a total win-win thing. Okay, so here's what I suggest you do. Grab a piece of paper, and you're going to write down 5 possible places that you could go to do a pop-up where you have a connection. And I'm going to give you an idea. A dental or orthodontist office is great because they're closed at lunch. Like my dentist closes from noon to 1:30. Their office is literally closed. So I could go in, hypothetically, and do a pop-up at my dentist office, show up about 10 to 12, set up your break room, and when I do that, I always bring up a bulk bag of Hershey's chocolate kisses or whatever chocolate you want to get, and I just sprinkle chocolate all around the table for them to have it. I just say, when we book this pop-up holiday, I just call it a holiday pop-up. I say, bring your own lunch for that day, but I'm going to provide chocolate for dessert. And they all get excited. They go, I want chocolate for dessert. And so I just put literally Hershey's Kisses, something super simple, all around the table. So you call your dentist, and you talk to one of the receptionists. Probably your dentist won't talk to you, but who knows? And just say, hey, I'd love to do this as a staff, like as a kind of, not a staff appreciation, but like as a service. I'm scheduling pop-ups with people that, with businesses that I already support, and I'd love to come do this for you. There's absolutely no obligation to purchase. It gives you a chance to fill out a wish list, blah, blah, blah. So your dentist says, yes, come next Thursday. Ideally, it's great if you can go on payday or the day before payday. So maybe the 14th, if it's the 15th is payday, or the first or second Friday or whatever. Once you book it, you get your chocolate. What you're going to take with you is a roll-up bag, and in your roll-up bag is going to be everything that you want to demo. So that would be things like, jot this down, satin hands, satin lips, one of the dark waterproof eyeliners. So like black, dark navy, steely, whatever, doesn't matter, the color. One of the creamy eyeliner pencils. You could even grab one of the creamy lip liner pencils if you wanted. Then you're going to bring oil-free eye makeup remover. You're going to bring, let's see, I did satin hands, satin lips. Oh, Mint Bliss, of course, show the free socks. Oil-free eye makeup remover, an eyeliner and a lip liner. You might bring some fragrances, maybe your top 2 for men and your top 2 for women, letting them know that you have other options, but those are just your favorites because you'll sell whatever you love. I would also suggest you take hydrogel eye patches, and just go with me on this list, okay? The travel size mini skincare, charcoal mask is huge. I would definitely take a charcoal mask. Micellar water. And oil-free eye makeup, I think I already said oil-free eye makeup remover, but micellar water as well. If you have any sheet face masks from a year ago or a year and a half ago, because they've got like a 5-year shelf life, you could fold those, break open a box, and put them together in groups of 2 as stocking stuffers. And I sell them 2 for $10, 2 sheet face masks for $10, and you wrap them really cute. And those are a perfect stocking stuffer. Let's see, what else are you going to put in the demo? I'm trying to just think. Something that is for the glamour person. So maybe the 2 new compacts, the $40 winter compacts, or the fall ones. And then for right now, just that's it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a paper box, or what they call a banker's box. A banker box is a box that has handles kind of on the sides where you put your hands in, and a lid, or ideally a paper box. When you buy a whole case of reams of paper, maybe go to FedEx, Kinko's, and ask them if they have a paper box you can have. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the box with the lid separate. So you wrap the lid and you wrap the box so you can take the lid off and on without unwrapping it. Does that make sense? And I would wrap it in something very neutral, like silver and gold snowflakes, or silver and gold stripes, or silver and gold something. I wouldn't put a lot of color in there. I wouldn't even, if you could do it without even red, that would be ideal, because you're going to use it as a display. So picture this. Inside the box that's wrapped is going to be a slightly smaller box, maybe one of your Mary Kay inventory, the slightly smaller one, some kind of box that's pretty sturdy, and a black tablecloth. And if you want to get a cheap tablecloth, go on fullsaletablecloths.com. And I just get big, huge black tablecloths for $7.99. And oh my God, I've used these things for decades. So black tablecloth, a smaller box inside the wrap box, and then a couple things that are wrapped cute. So you want to bring a blinged out eye makeup remover. And when I say blinged out, the cap is blinged out. A blinged out micellar water. You want to bring a wrapped set of satin hands, a wrapped set of satin lips. You want to bring the hydrogel eye patch, like peppermint patty with a little circle thingy on it from Quarter Cheapers. So anyway, everything in your box is cutely wrapped, just to show them how cute you can do stuff. Not everything. Oh my gosh, you can't bring everything. But you're going to bring like 10 or 12 good gift ideas. I got a glass, looks like a beer stein mug from the Dollar Tree, and I put in there, I bought blue shred from them, blue and white shred, and I put the cleanser in and the moisturizer for the men's skincare line, and then I tucked in a SPF 30 mineral sunscreen in there, and I put it with a little, the shred kind of sticking over the top, kind of like water falling out of the thing, and put it in a clear cello bag. So when I talk about the man in their life, I'm going to recommend skincare, and I'm going to recommend charcoal mask for the dudes. You could even do the shave cream with a disposable razor tied to it if you want. Again, the goal is to bring in about 10 to 12 gifts, so I probably only bring in the men's skincare and the charcoal mask, and then 2 men's fragrances, whatever your biggest sellers are. Okay, so picture this. You go in, you open up your nicely wrapped box. So you have your roll-up with you, and this box, that's it. Now, inside your box, you're also going to have a money bag that has a lot of 10s and 20s in it, or 5s and 10s. You're going to have a pen, maybe a dozen pens, a pen for every person. You need a wish list for every person and a paper profile. I use Emily Schuette's profile that's on her website, which is emilyschuette.com. But anything you want, or you can give them a real profile card for Mary Kay. And they can fill out the top. And then on the back where there's a referral space, you might say, think about the 10 people that you need to buy a gift for. Ignore the fact that it says referral on the top. Right on there, the 10 people you need to buy gifts for. Could be your daughter, could be your mom, could be your mother-in-law. Help them come up with a list of things. And then say, when you're done, you can take a picture of that and take it home. It's just like as a reminder for them. So the wish list is for them to write stuff that they would love. Now, I've seen a wish list where it's two-sided, where it's one's a shopping side of people they have to buy for, and then the other column on the wish list is stuff that they would love. So however you want to do it, it doesn't matter. Just have a place for them to get that information. So picture this. You go, you take the lid off your wrapped box, you grab your other box, you grab the black fabric and everything that's in the box. And so basically you're dumping the box out. You put the lid back on it, and you put 3 or 4 things displayed on there, maybe everything for men. Maybe you put the men's skincare, the men's fragrance, whatever you want. Or maybe you put everything on there that's pampering, satin hands wrapped, satin lips wrapped, the blinged out eye makeup remover with the micellar water bundle. So here's the deal. You want to give them ideas, not too many ideas. A confused mind does nothing, okay? So what you're going to do, then you're going to take the black fabric and throw it over the other brown box, right? And you're going to talk about things, and you're going to say, and you're going to, when I give them all a lookbook, I have them flip to the very, very back, and I'm going to say, just circle the product. Now, sometimes, and I say to them, sometimes I've had to add $1 or $2 for additional, like headbands or, special, like the mug, the beer stein mug and that kind of thing. I just rounded up $2. So you can just say, but this will let you know the product that I'm showing you. If you don't want to use the lookbook, you could use your own closing sheet if you have time to make a closing sheet. So what I do, though, is I explain to them that I would love to get together with them at another time to do a spa pampering. I explain to them what I do, and I get them excited. I said, if you're even interested, just write on the bottom of your sheet, just write the word spa, and I will make sure to text you my next event, or I'll text you, and we can set samples up. You're basically looking for future bookings. Does that make sense? Now, here's what's cool. is that my dentist, his wife buys a few things from me. So I'm going to say to her, her name is Zulay, I'm going to say, Zulay, do you want to get, if I can come into your office to do this, I'd love to give you full hostess credit. I don't word it that way. I say, oh my gosh, for having me come in, I'm able to give you full hostess credit, meaning that as long as the room purchases at least $200 on gifts for whatever, could be adopted grandparent gifts, could be whatever, then you get up to a $200 shopping spree at 50% off. So think about that. That means when you do this pop-up, now if there's only maybe 2 employees, you might lower that to be $100 minimum or whatever. But if there's at least 4 employees that work there, which most dental or orthodontist offices have, it's not going to be hard hitting $200, right? So just think about that. If they have a $200 sale and she buys up to $200 at half off, that's a minimum of a $300 deal. And keep in mind, I also run off in black and white Monica Gobu's November special deals or whatever month you're hearing this message. So you would run that off. So you can say what the special deal sheet is, I always bring a brush set to show. Speaking of which, when we show things and pass things, satin hands, satin lips, all that stuff, but the brush set is really great, and a roll-up bag. Now, they are going to see my roll-up filled on the table, so that's kind of a great visual for them to go, oh, that would be a great gift. So when you go around, I've learned kind of the hard way, so I'll give you some tips. When I got to the end, I'd say, so now what I'd love to know is what are 2 or 3 favorites that you might buy as gifts, no obligation, and what are 2 or 3 things you'd probably love in your stocking? And I go around the table. In the meantime, I've got chocolate kisses layered all over the table. I said, eat as much chocolate as you want. What I started doing is I gave them all a ticket for coming, and then if they asked me questions about product, I'd give them another ticket. And then at the end, and I bring just one wrapped thing. It could be one limited edition lip gloss that's not in the lookbook anymore or whatever. And they just want to win something. It could even be, like our color cards with a mini baby hand cream, or it could be a sample of hydrogel eye patches, or it could be a sample of microderm in a little zipper cosmetic bag. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. They just want to win something, right? So then I say, before I do the drawing, I need to meet with each one of you because I brought spa samples and I want to make sure to give each one of you a spa treatment to go home. So in a little zipper pouch, like our mesh bags, I have like 3 or 4 samples of microderm, 3 or 4 samples of vitamin C, hydrogel, the hydrating gel mask, the charcoal mask, maybe eye cream. So anything that we have like a sample of, right? And so I'll meet with each person. Well, I'm also closing them individually is what I'm doing. And I say, the first person I meet with to get a sample and stuff that can answer any questions gets 3 additional tickets. And they'll go, I'll go first. So that way they're saying basically close with me first. And they'll say, and the next person I'll give 2 tickets to. So you've got your 2 people first. Well, by then you've got to watch the clock because your presentation should take about 20 minutes. And then you have another, let's say, 5 minutes to answer questions, and then that gives you a full 20 minutes to close everybody. So it's super fun. So let's just brainstorm super quick where you could do this. Dental office and orthodontist office are great. If you know a realtor in a big real estate office, that would be another good one. They usually have one weekly meeting where all the agents come in. So you could ask the one realtor that you know, hey, how would you like to get hostess credit by letting everyone know that I'm coming with gifts wrapped and ready, and I'll have a free spa treatment if they just show up. And that's a little bit more of a challenge because it's not a lunch thing, but you can totally make it work. Another thing is to figure out immediately right after school, go to a school. Go to the teacher's break room and maybe do it from, let's say school gets out at 3, so by 3, so maybe you do it 3:15 to 4:15 at a school. That's another great option. Another place is a big mortgage company. So you're looking for companies, in my opinion, that have at least 5 employees. Because that's where you're going to, or at least 4. I would say at least 4 employees or more is ideal. So I hope you guys like these ideas. I hope you will take this to use because honest to goodness, it works. Have a blessed day.